Welcome back, distinguished architects of the truth and connoisseurs of the unspoken, to the hallowed, velvet-lined archives of Mr. Magazine. You have stepped once again into the only sanctuary in the digital realm where a trembling voice on a red carpet is analyzed with the gravity of a historical decree, and where the silence between two superstars is deciphered like an ancient, sacred code. We are the premier destination for those who understand that in the glittering, often deceptive world of celebrity, the most profound stories are not those scripted by screenwriters or broadcast in high definition, but those that spill out in the fragile moments when the mask slips. Today, we journey to the heart of the desert, to a night that was supposed to be a celebration of art but became a memorial for a romance. The magnificent award ceremony held in Riyadh, which featured a vast parade of stars stretching from the historic capitals of the Middle East to the fashion hubs of Europe, was etched in memory not for its statues, but for a single, shattering moment at the end of the night. At this ceremony, which the radiant Hande Erçel attended arm in arm with the dashing Barış Arduç, the script was flipped. A few words she uttered amidst the blinding glitter of the red carpet, the incessant, strobe-like flashes of cameras, and the curious glances of the global elite caused a real earthquake in the world of celebrity news. The tremors are still being felt in Istanbul today. But before we decode the nuances of this desert storm and analyze the tearful confession that has divided a nation, I must ask for a moment of your esteemed patronage. If you value the depth, the elegance, and the fearless analysis of our storytelling, please ensure you have pressed that subscribe button. It is your passport to the inner circle of the truth. For those among you who wish to walk the red carpet of exclusive content and support the artistry of our investigations, the join button is waiting for your click. It is the mark of a true insider who demands more than just rumors. Your likes and comments are the ink with which we write history, so please, let your voice be heard in the discussion below. Now, let us step onto the sands of Riyadh. The evening began with the deceptive calm of a fairy tale. Hande Erçel posed for the cameras with her usual, breathtaking elegance, wearing a gown that seemed woven from starlight itself. Beside her stood Barış Arduç, a figure of stoic masculinity and charm. Their rapport did not go unnoticed. It was the easy, fluid chemistry of two professionals who have conquered international markets. The synergy the duo had achieved on their recent international projects was evident in every step they took, a synchronized march of success. As the distinguished guests watched these two successful figures walk together down the red carpet, bathed in the artificial daylight of 1,000 flashbulbs, everything seemed perfect. Yet, to the trained eye, to the eyes of those who populate the inner circle of gossip, there was a fracture in the porcelain. A slight tension, a fleeting shadow of distraction on Hande Erçel's usually radiant face, did not escape some observers. Her eye seemed to be focusing on something far beyond the cameras, perhaps on a memory, perhaps on a heartbreak. The backstage rumors, those whispers that travel faster than light, had already begun before they even reached the entrance. Everyone seemed to sense, with a primal intuition, that something would happen later that night. The air was thick not just with expensive perfume, but with the ozone smell of an approaching emotional storm. The explosion did not happen on the main stage. It happened in the intimate, hushed atmosphere of a private reception held after the award ceremony. During a brief, seemingly casual conversation with a limited number of trusted members of the press, the inevitable question was asked. Hande Erçel was asked about her relationship with Kerem Bürsin. Usually, in these scenarios, the answer is a rehearsed script: everything is fine, we are happy, work is busy. But tonight, the script was burned. Hande Erçel's answers were quite different from what was expected. They were raw, they were honest, and they were devastating. The beautiful actress, who usually prefers to protect her private life with a fortress of silence and avoid intrusive questions, this time used very clear, piercing language. What she said suggested that her relationship was going through a much deeper, darker, and more complex process than previously thought. It was clear that Hande Erçel chose her words with the precision of a poet, but she did not hide the trembling of her feelings. The quote that stopped the room was this. Hande emphasized that some things have changed in her life, a prelude to the crushing blow. She then added, with a melancholic softness, sometimes you can't even walk the same path with the person you love most. Let us pause and let the weight of those words settle. With the person you love most. She did not deny the love, she confirmed it. But she denied the path. This statement became one of the most talked about phrases of the night, eclipsing the awards themselves. These words spread across social media within minutes, jumping from Twitter to Instagram to TikTok, leading to various, frantic interpretations. Some interpreted this statement as a definitive sign of a breakup, a eulogy for the Hankagwira. Others, clinging to hope, argued that the relationship had merely entered a new phase, perhaps evolving into a more mature stage where physical distance does not mean emotional separation. But the tone suggested a goodbye. This brings us to a profound inquiry about the nature of relationships. Do you believe it is possible to love someone with all your heart and yet be unable to walk the same path as them? Is love enough, or do life goals need to align? We are incredibly curious to hear your philosophy on right person, wrong path. Please, share your profound thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. We read every single theory. And if you felt a pang of sadness hearing Hande's words, show your support by hitting that like button right now. Another notable detail that added a layer of complexity to the night was Barış Arduç's absence from Hande Erçel's side during these specific statements. According to eyewitness rumors, Arduç, realizing that the questions were pivoting from their professional project to her private pain, politely distanced himself. He stepped back into the shadows, giving Erçel the physical and emotional space she needed to breathe. This behavior was interpreted by the majority as a show of supreme professional respect and deep friendship between the two. He refused to be a spectator to her vulnerability. However, some cynical gossip circles preferred to interpret it differently, suggesting that what happened that night was a planned act of distancing. A way to ensure he was not collateral damage in the explosion of her relationship news. But those who know Barış know his chivalry is genuine. And where was Kerem? Bürsin made no statements throughout the evening. He was thousands of miles away, yet his presence filled the room. The actor, known for his stoic silence in times of crisis, further fueled the rumors by saying absolutely nothing. While fans tried to decipher Bürsin's silence through his archived social media posts, searching for clues in old photos, they searched for hidden messages between the lines in Erçel's words. The phrase "sometimes, silence is also an answer" particularly caught the attention of followers and was quoted repeatedly as a mantra for the night. Kerem's silence was not empty, it was heavy with meaning. It was the silence of a man who knows that no words can fix what is broken. Thus, the award ceremony in Riyadh transcended its status as a mere international event, becoming one of the defining moments in Turkish celebrity history. A few words spoken amidst the glitter of the night, the expensive jewelry, and the polite applause ignited a debate that will continue for days, if not weeks. Hande Erçel's sincere yet suggestive statements revealed once again that she is not just a pretty face or a brand ambassador, but a woman capable of expressing her feelings with immense courage, even when the world is watching. The discussions intensified even further upon their return to Turkey. The repercussions of Hande Erçel's statements in Riyadh weren't limited to the glossy sets of gossip programs. Social media, forums, and fan pages were practically divided into warring factions. While some considered Erçel's words a brave and honest statement of autonomy, others argued that these comments revealed too much of the intimacy of a private relationship, that such things should be whispered in private, not broadcast in Riyadh. Her younger fans, in particular, carefully analyzed Erçel's emotional tone, trying to extract different meanings from each word, dissecting her micro-expressions like forensic scientists of emotion. We are deep into the analysis of this heartbreak. If you are enjoying this breakdown of the hidden details behind the headlines, please make sure you have joined the Mr. Magazine family by subscribing. We decode the stories that others miss. Also, I implore you to check out the join button below this video. Doing so allows you to support our channel directly. Do you think they can fix it? Let us know your predictions in the comments. According to rumors circulating behind the scenes in the cafes of Sahancı and Bebek, Hande Erçel had long, intense conversations with her inner circle immediately after the Riyadh night. It is said that in these conversations she spoke about recent decisions she had made in her life and the seismic changes in her priorities. Her shift towards international projects, her intense, grueling work schedule, and the increased responsibilities of global stardom seem to have led her to seek a new balance in her relationships. The rumors have begun to circulate frequently that she is no longer the same woman who started this relationship. She has grown, and perhaps she has outgrown the dynamic she was in. However, sources close to Kerem Bürsin argue that these statements shouldn't be taken at face value as a final goodbye. Bürsin is said to have also been going through a period of deep introspection for some time, questioning his own path, but has chosen not to share it publicly. The prevailing opinion behind the scenes among mutual friends is that what happened in their relationship isn't a terminal crisis, but rather a temporary pause, a breath taken underwater, that can occur in any long-term relationship under the microscope of fame. Despite this optimism, Erçel's candor at Riyadh is being interpreted as a decision that tipped the scales. Once you say the words out loud, it is hard to take them back. On the other hand, Barış Arduç's name has inadvertently entered this discussion. Some comments on social media suggest that the chemistry between Arduç and Erçel is being misinterpreted as the cause of the rift. However, those close to the actors claim with absolute certainty that neither of them gives credence to these rumors and that their relationship is purely, strictly professional. While Arduç's calm and reserved demeanor quickly dispelled these claims for the rational observer, it wasn't enough to completely erase the impact of the night at Riyadh. The image of them together is now linked to the memory of the breakup speech. The headlines that usually appear in the world of celebrity gossip announcing a breakup are written with caution. This time, it's because Erçel's words pointed more to an emotional confrontation than a definitive split. The phrase she reportedly used in private, "Life is calling me somewhere else," was interpreted by some astute commentators not as the end of a relationship, but as an expression of personal transformation. This suggests that Hande Erçel will now be in the spotlight not only for her relationships or her beauty, but for her inner journey. She is answering a call that only she can hear. Now, the only question on everyone's mind is, are these words a farewell to Kerem, or the harbinger of a new beginning for Hande? The celebrity news world holds its breath. A new statement from Erçel and Bürsin might clear up all these doubts, or it might confirm our worst fears. However, one thing is certain. The Riyadh night has already been etched in memory and will remain a topic of discussion for a long time. We at Mr. Magazine will be watching every step of this journey. Thank you for joining us in the archives today. If this deep dive into the sorrow and splendor of stardom resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, may you find the courage to walk your own path, even if you have to walk it alone. Goodbye.